Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Jamal Kamara, live from the city of Manchester. Tonight's a big night for the Bottomline Liberia. Tonight's 4 years Bottomline Liberia is old today. But in the meantime, before going to the first media edition, our media edition tonight will be going live from, give you a first break, commercial break. Oh, sorry, not commercial break, musical break. We'll come back, we'll tell you where we started from 4 years ago, who was the presenter, what was the story about. Paul?
R.I.A. DJ Summer.
In the back and stand, let me enjoy myself. We not in competition while you getting there. Simple life we living, see and getting there. I'm tired helping people, let me help myself. I now want wake up one money and see myself in great. The people be enjoying all the money that I made. So I don't put myself first. And I know about you, I put myself first. Life is too short, so let me enjoy myself. The place I looking hot, let me come for myself. The way we enjoying, I know you're getting there. Even you there, and everything is there. So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. I want time to go, I tell you my show is go.
So I'm money that data, I need and trade, and that thing on my mind, I'm killing me. Fragile the trade, I make all the day, I ain't rush to the speed of this calling. Give my share, give my tongue, give my scooby. Give me sabu and I want kubi. I'm in lucky and all the duty of rabbit, and you on my mind, that's kubi. And why I don't lazy no movement in level, use everything for instrument. But I know say the level and looking at school and get nothing except for instrument. Now a body don't go there, payment. In my community, I ain't coming. I don't bomb on and from water, bomb on and water, I can give me the bomb and treatment. So you're sure that for the whole TV. I show my TV, let's say I win TV. Now where you government, you know TV, or you sick, you get TV. You didn't show where they do all my people, that you didn't show that going wrong. For lying to me and the innocent people, they go ahead to their own phone.
So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. I want time more, I tell one in my show, you go.
You allow me to feel it. They show like my show, yeah. So Bobby go give my blessing, just take it down on the scope. I eat a bowl, my poo, yeah. They get nothing to show. The high team, I saw in a cover, now they can't get on my smoke. I know they tired of me, but they can't stop it anything. I'm a movement. Every set I said it was 7. You won't know, but it's taking. Play that run, that 2011. Low key or big fan. You won't know how to do it. I tell them I wrote every now with a good pen. So if you hear a show, allow me to my show. Every lance and bass coming straight from the soul. So let me do my own quick. Let me do my own quick. Yeah. So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. I want time more, I tell one in my show and go.
If you see a show, let me see a show. I'm on a show, I'm on a show. I wanna get my show and bury my show. I mean, know the thing. I will need a hole. Of a true no man is an island. But the island can look at the water, cause with all the water they add in our land. 10 toes down, 10 fingers. I stand why don't other people trying to squat on business. I am not an opportunist. I am the one that the sentence can tell you that I am to never be fucked with. 11 grade now, baby. True me. 11 5 by the shit to be capped out with Kenneth. So now I just like give it. Give it and take it and take it back and she give my life back to the papi. They say you know say I have the shot coming. They say you know I'm saying.
So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. I want time more, I tell one in my show you go.
I was born alone, I will die alone. I know men and I fuck like red and let me across the truth. Now you want to see my life, cause it's blinding you, let me lace my shoes. Cause if I trip and I fall, let me will get out and whip my butt while you laugh and move, What I go to go to a broke man, what's a teacher put it to a sick friend, what is God to me, that's my king. So I ain't don't be no blessing. Just a pride that they hit, so can't catch me. I can walk through the battle or shadow or death, I can use my baby and be funny. Tell me call like a gang, I just one time, now you my ego, my biggie. Give a dish, my nigga look done. All the men in know my tongue, but I don't have to watch man. They look at my success and say to watch me interesting. From the womb of my mom, I was destined. All the wish kind of yeah, they could trust me. Real time I style, I be getting show, so every day enjoy you happy. You show your blessing, papi.
So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, Allow me in my show. I want any more. I tell one in my show you go. Super Sam.
Once again, thank you very much for joining us wherever you joining us. Today is December 10th. Oh, Paul, he said, "Want to eat your show?" What a song! We want to first welcome all those wherever you joining us from. This is December 10th, 2024. This is a Tuesday. Today, bottom line is 4 years old. 4 years old. We want to tell you what happened the first day we started our stuff. Who was in charge and what happened. But before they want to welcome all those who join us and who share the show, we want you to share the show wherever you are. This is the place you need to be. This is our place. And we talk about Liberia, and we're going to do some breaking news. Somebody you heard of it, but we're going to give you the angle what we're looking at. Where we're looking at, how you see it. The house is on fire. Who's going to extinguish the fire? We'll tell you tonight. Anyway, I want to welcome my colleagues tonight. I will first start with my guy on the left top corner from my end. Is my good friend Paul the Lord Children. Paul, welcome. And from there, we'll join our man Linford. How are you tonight?
Oh, good evening, gentlemen, and good evening to our viewers. The Lord Cholope is very good today, and I want to say thank God to be among the living. It's good to be back here on the fascinating show. Tonight we'll have a good discussion, and I'm looking forward to the discussion. And to our viewers, we just want to ask you to kindly share the show. We'll be diving into a lot of issues regarding Mama Liberia. I think someone will have the solution, and we'll have recommendation for the crisis in Liberia. Welcome, gentlemen.
Yes, we got our man all the way from the Kingdom of Norway. Paul, Linford, tell how do you feel right now? It's very cold in the north, in Norway. How does it look like in your end? Because always people say, you guys always talk about the weather. Why are you talking about the weather? Linford, sure you know the importance why we talk about the weather. Tell me, are you feel like you seem to be under the weather tonight?
I will start with the weather, and I'm kind of under the weather. My head is banking because we've had constant minus 15, 14, 13 15, since 2 days now. So that's it. But we cannot complain about it. But all in all, I'm happy. Like Paul said, I'm happy to be among the living. Give God the glory, and everything is okay. And we look forward to having a very fascinating show tonight. And if I'll be very low and kind of cool, it's all because of my condition right now. But I think I'm okay.
Paul, tell him what you used to do when you were at Thomas High School when you guys got cold. What you used to do? Tell him the Kojulo boy used to be drinking. Tell him what you can do so you can say something about.
What happened during the rainy season? Those days we used to go to school. So because we started from March and the school year ended in December. So during the rainy season, in Tonmaha, each student at the time we had a big room that had lockers. Each student had a locker. So you buy a bottle of King juice and put it in your locker. When before you go to class, you make sure you take something to warm you before you sit in a classroom. I take 45 students. That how it was, and then you become very active in the lecture. When you honor some sort of influence, you ask a lot of questions in class. So yes, so we have our little locker. You take your omelette at the time, and then you go to class. You on fire, my brother.
I also understand I used to be putting some spices in it. You put some spices in the King Juice. You sit down, you be smiling, sweaty in the classroom, and then you be saying, "What happened?" You said, "Yeah, I feel good today, mom." Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for joining us wherever you join us. So say good day for joining. This is the place to be, the bottom of Liberia. Tonight, we'll be telling you what's going on around in the Middle East. Syrian war. Oh my goodness. Paul is our international man tonight. We'll be going to his desk to tell us what is unfolding in the Middle East. Now, from there, we'll be going to our house. The only house you have in Liberia, so far, we still believe is one house, two speakers, one deputy speaker. I don't know what somebody said this already made. But we have another angle to the story. We'll tell you what is looking at right now. What's broke a couple of hours ago before we came on air. We'll be telling you. But let's tell you tonight, we are 4 years old tonight. I want you, wherever you are, please send us at least a little bit happy birthday to the bottom line Liberia and help us to do us a favor, share the show. Today we are 4 years old. We started 2021 December 10. We'll play a little. How was it look like? So, Paul, what do you got tonight for our audience? By the way, we want you to welcome those who just joined you right now, Paul.
Right. So want to welcome we see new names. I think Linford, this is from your end. So let me give Linford the opportunity to welcome all his brothers and friends from that end. Linford, it's your show.
Okay, let me welcome Bataki, our man Bataki Thomas. Also, the new name I see is Charlie Vianello. It sounds more Italian, you know. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. This is we're friendly people on the show.
Yeah. Go on, Lifo.
Yeah, we're friendly people on the show. So if you hear me say, so we got Rivers Pro, of course. He's there all the time, and our own brother Oliver Chia, Mr. Chia. I want to say welcome to all of you. For those of you whose names I do not see, you appear on my board, but I do not see your name. We're not ignoring you, but it's only because probably you watching on YouTube, and so it will not actually show to me. And that's it. But I want to say welcome to the Portland, Liberia, and like you heard, we are 4 years old today. If this was a child, at least by this time we would say, "Come sit down, bring water, do this." You will hear us because 4 years it's not easy to hold up 4 years, and that means we went through the coronavirus time and we survived it.
Thank you. I want to say a special big thank and big hello to my chief himself. That's my man, the former retired former KGB agent. That's Oliver Chia. Welcome. Thank you for he said, well, folks, well done. Thank you very much, Oliver. He was raised born and raised in Russia, but he's actually living right now in southeast of London. So he's here. He's a Liberian Russian. Thank you very much, Oliver. And I want to say Umaru. He said there's a name here, Umaru Musa Yama. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. He's the first name, guys. I'll see you coming up. Whoever joined us, thank you very much tonight. We are 4 years old. So let's tell you what happened with the first day we came on air. We were, oh my goodness, today is different. So, Paul, let's see what we got. Tell the people who were 4 years ago, what does it look like? Who was there? Let's get a roll for you.
Well, the thing is, before.
Okay, welcome back. This is the program, the bottom line. The platform is actually the bottom line. This is what we're doing tonight, just a discussion yet, but we're going to be coming up with a series of different programs. Antrik, are you there? Okay, Antrik is in the back room because we actually supposed to have a guest, but I think the guest has been having a problem logging on, and so for those of you joining us for the first time or just in this minute, we say welcome. This is the platform, the bottom line. On the bottom line, we'll be discussing political issues, we'll be discussing human interest issues, we'll be discussing different even religion we'll be discussing. And so this is your platform. Invite a friend, share our video. If you miss a video in totality, you can go to our Facebook, and the Facebook handle is the bottom line Liberia or the bottom line. We got 3 Facebooks there. So you can go to the bottom line, you can go to bottom line Liberia, you can go to our YouTube channel, the bottom line as well. And you can catch up with what you have missed on a live discussion. And like I said, we're going to be discussing a series of issues, politics, of course. We're going to be politically active on this platform. But, you know, we on a maiden edition, we can't come up with some political issues because we want to build our network. We want our viewers to increase, and we very much appreciate for you to be with us. And the best you can do for us, actually, to help us build this platform, is to share our video, even after viewing it live, and then go back to view the recorded version. You can still share it, and that will help us, or that will help other people to get on. And
yeah, yes, you have it. That was a Linford Egwangwe. Look, 4 years ago, Linford was there. Linford is still with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if you join us. Linford, I want to take the first question to you. How do you feel sitting there today, 4 years ago, in that seat as one of the key presenters of this show. And how do you feel today that we play the video today? If you just join us, the video we just played was the day, our first edition on the air. But Linford was there presenting. He had one of our sisters that was with him.
Well, if
So how did you feel right now, Linford?
well, 4 years ago, if I had to undo anything about that video, it would be the anxiety that I had. I was so anxious. I was like unstable. Not that I was afraid, but the anxiety came for the fact that we were starting something that we didn't know how far it was going to go, how big it was going to be, how sustainable it was going to be. So
Yeah.
you know, I was a little bit excited, and but all in all, I think the dream that we had, you know, about establishing the borderland Liberia, survived. It lived, and like I said, we went through the Corona period. Those days were difficult to even get any guests, but we've on this program we've come a long way. We went through the political process, the election nearing process of Liberia. In fact, we were able to host some of the big names in the electoral process. For example, Mr. Cummings was here, I think, twice. We had Councilor Tiawan Konglo here once. We had the political analyst Alari Tupaye or Professor Alari Tupaye once. And he ran away from him. He won't come every time I call him, he want to take a phone. So I'll put that as a challenge to him. And yeah, we hosted prominent people, business people, you know, different groups of people. So I think all in all is good that our dream lived on. But like I said, if I had to undo something, it was that anxiety I had. I was like, you know, unstable and. But I think
It was.
survived.
Yeah, a very long way. Paul, you got a question for Linford. I have another question for Linford, but Paul, I think you want to put a question to Linford.
No, the thing is, Linford, so looking back now, 4 years ago, with all the anxiety that you had before then, looking back today, how you see the bottom line? How far we have come? How you see it?
Well, I think we've made our marks. If if platforms, Liberian platforms, were listed, we would be among the first 10, so to speak, because for the fact that we are the only European platform, you know, general platform for European diaspora Liberians. So I think we've made our marks, and we would be counted among the first 10 if they were making a list of Liberian, you know, platforms, talk show platforms, and for me it doesn't matter the size of your listeners or your viewers, because I mean, we in the AI era, we can inflate it, you know, we can do the other thing that people do, and when we come on 10 minutes time, you see 1,000 people, which is very small. You know, even 4,000-5,000 people, it's a normal thing in the AI world. I mean, but we want to keep it natural. We keep it natural because we know our viewers, people who follow us, they follow us constantly. We know them. And then they also have their own followers. So I think it's good. All of us here have made significant efforts, and I mean, you guys can attest, you, Jemai, and Paul. I mean, we've had other people that we hosted, and a lot of them came, and you know, people who were co-hosts to us, they came, and some of them retired, you know, for different reasons. But at least the three of us have held it constantly, and now we have Francis with us. We also have our other colleague from the US, but he's been busy for some months now. So, you know, and the platform is open to people to come and join us, especially people from Europe. So I think we've grown and we've made our marks. Nobody can say that we have not made our mark. We've done it, regardless of the size of you know, audience that we get at once. But if you go back on our video, you'll see that 7,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people watch it. So I mean, nothing more can we pray for other than sustaining the platform so that it will grow. And we have reached the place that we want to be, but at least we keeping our head up. It's like you're crossing this big St. John River to get on the other side. Now, I was side the St. John River because it divides Pond County and Nima County, and I happen to live on the Pond County side. So every time we were going to Nima, we didn't need any kino. All we do, jump in the water. But one thing I copied from that, from my childhood days, crossing the water all the time, swimming. And so now we do intentionally the kino there, but how many people want to, when we can swim across, why would we want to even get in the kino? So, but one thing we always decided is that when you get in that water, no matter the current, keep your head up. When you reach in the middle of the water, make sure that you go in. And that's my policy, that everything I get in, I'll always make sure that as long as I'm in there, I'll keep my head up no matter what, and I'll get to my point of destination.
Right. We just run the road to spare here. 4 years today. If you just joining us right now, we are 4 years today. We started 10th of December 2021. Linford was the key presenter that day. So we're trying to look at his experience 4 years onward. Now, later Paul and myself joining. We were in the background do so. I want to ask Paul. Paul, we have had a range of hosts, guests coming in. I will go to Linford. Paul, what you just asking, what was your best interview so far during that whole 4 years? What are the best guests you can tell me about?
Well, the best guests we had on the show that I think it was good would be Councillor Balu or Ambassador Balu.
John Balu.
John Balu, yeah, he was somebody. We had him here twice, and I think we had a very good conversation with him. And he was one of the best. I will put Balu in that. I was not here. I was in Liberia when you guys interviewed Mr. Cummings, so I missed out for internet reason. I could not join. But then I think another person again came second to Balu would be Massa Washington on the wall and economic crimes. So yes, I think those two for me, they caught my attention, and I think Linford handled them well. And there were other guests, but I think those two actually stood up for me.
Yeah, okay. I will tell you why. John Balu, Ambassador Balu was really speaking for Mr. Cummings to go as a deputy to Mr. Joe Boyka at the time. So his campaign was, he knew that this platform was much more linked to ANC. So he came 2 times telling us, look, we need to tell Mr. Cummings to be the deputy to Mr. Joe Barker, Honorable Joe Barker, to be a deputy. So that was the fight. You keep coming on. And when Master Washington came on the floor, she was our second guest as well. She was speaking about the TRC. She analyzed the TRC, demystified the TRC, and tell her what TRC. And one time, Lincoln put a question to Mrs. Washington about there was a charges waiting for in Liberia when. Linford, I want you to tell me what was the question about. There was a charges waiting for Mrs. Washington in Liberia concerning from, I think it was Agnes Taylor that sued her in Liberia for calling her the mother of the war. I think you put a question to her regarding that, Linford, did you? No, we lost Linford. There was a question concerning that Linford asked Mrs. Washington, Master Amelia Washington, about, like she said, Agnes Taylor, Miss Agnes Taylor was the former wife of the president, the former president of Liberia, Mr. Taylor, about that she'd been a mother of the war. So she sued her in Liberia. And I will put a question to her. I think Linford still remember, but Linford was the one who put a question to her. But anyway, we had a great time. We want to say all those who have been with us, those who have been with us from the first day up to today, and we just joined us. We say thank you for being with us. Didn't talk and think, as you said, through the storm weather. We've been doing our best now. Still, we want you to be with us. We want to reach to your talk. We want you to share the show, to be part of the show. We want to discuss Liberia. We want you to be proactive. We want to tell us what you think. What can we do to improve the show? The next 4 years, we want to be better than what we are doing right now.
Yeah. Jamal, let me ask our viewers, those are following for the first time, we are kindly asking you to please share the show and also click on the like button to increase our numbers. It's 4 years now we've been around. I mean, if you're a 4-year-old child, you know how to talk, you know how to eat well, you're talking about getting ready for kindergarten school. So kindly share the show. Yes, Linford is back.
Linford, the question was, Ms. Master Amelia Washington was the second guest on the show. I think that was December 28th. There was a question, one of the tough questions we put to her, and I wish she was like, the question was, there was a charge waiting for you in Liberia regarding the when you called Agnes Taylor, which is Agnes Taylor, as the mother of the war. You've been sued, and do you still remember the question? Do you know what answer she gave?
Well, she stood her ground because
Mm.
she, of course, she was one of the commissioners on the
Mm.
TRC, so she stood her ground. And I think the reason why she stood her ground is that um, all of the reports that were compiled by the TRC were not the
Mm.
makings of the TRC. They were reports that they gathered from people, from eyewitnesses. So, based on that, I don't think she wanted to back down and say, okay, no, I'm afraid or whatever, because she know that she didn't create those stories or those reports. So she stood her ground and she said, well, she's prepared because she knows that whatever was compiled was not her work, or probably her
Mm.
personal thing. So
Right.
the report based on what they got from people, the information they gathered from people. So she
Right.
stood her ground.
Right. Thank you very much. I want to say welcome also to Charles West. We said thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for sharing the show.
Uh,
Thank you for liking the show.
internet is a bit glitchy tonight. I don't know why.
Sorry.
Yeah, Linfa is all right. At least we can still see you, so that's fine.
No, Liver, you're doing okay. You keep having Liver has some technical issue, but anyway, we'll continue. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, we said this is the bottom line. We are coming to you live from the Central Europe. Tonight, we are 4 years. So we just want to remind you, want to pray for us, whatever you believe in. We want to go 4 more years. We want to be better than what we are today. We just shared the show. Liver was the first interviewer, and it was a great show. As I say, it felt very great today. It was very, very emotional for him today to watch the show. But then thank you very much for Liver being here. Liver is still Levi is here with us tonight, and Levi share his experience when he was at the first interview. We want to go, John Paul. Paul will be on our international desk. Paul, what's going around on the international scene?
Well, thank you. Jamal is quite interesting. Friends, welcome. It's quite interesting on the international arena. So what we know that in the Middle East, this is always action area. We know the Syria president, for some reason, they got him out by means of force, and he's now in Russia. He sought political asylum, so he's not going back. The Russian took him out quietly, but with that, what has happened over there is quite interesting. So before I get into detail, I just want to share the view with the competing factors in Syria. This thing started during the Arab Spring since 2011, and Syria had been one of the places that been hit. And this guy he came hard on his own people. But then over the time, when other crises started, because of the backing of Russia and Iran, things stopped. Then fast forward, the Ukrainian war came in, the Israeli and the Hezbollah in Lebanon with the Gaza situation. It had been going, but then the rebel faction too within that country, they were also moving on a hand. But then something dramatically happened when Israel announced the ceasefire between the Hezbollah. 2 days later, those rebels started marching into
Damascus. Or it got frozen.
to the
Okay, well,
capital.
I think, okay.
Diversion. You can hear me, Jamal?
Yeah, go on. We got some. Yeah, go on.
I think it's the internet fluctuating. It might be because I see people struggling. So after the ceasefire, then 2 days later, the rebel group picked up in Syria. And when they picked up now, there was no stop. So Bashar had to leave, and the people today celebrating. But I just want to share something with our audience first before we to let. So there are competing factors in Syria, and this is not going to go away anytime soon. Look at this map on the screen there. If you look at the map carefully, you see the area in the yellow diagram. That area is the oil region, and that area you see in that yellow background is the area that's supported by the US. Now at the top is green. That green is the one the Turks control. The dark gray in the middle is the where you have the rebel faction control. Then on the far left, on your screen will be on the right. The red is where the government forces are. So all of those competing factors, if you look below, you see the blue, that's where Israel owns. So these are all competing factors that we have. So the issue in Syria, there are big players there. So people may be rejoicing today, but tomorrow, this fashion, it could be problem. So yeah, just that little one I want to share with you all, to our audience. This is what happened in the world. But the situation in Russia and Ukraine still continue, and Gaza also still continue.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much for that highlight from the international scene. Before I like others to comment on it, I want to welcome our good old friend, Mr. Francis Monomesa. Francis, welcome to the Borderline once again.
Yeah, thank you, Jamel. Thanks to the rest of the crew for holding the fort. You know, I was in the back listening from the beginning. I mean, what can I say? What transition has happened in the last 40 years? It's an amazing experience. I mean, and you guys, they have done extremely well. I mean, we have been monitoring the platform, and you know, you have had a lot of different hosts on the program, you know, and then you three guys, you know, have maintained the platform. So kudos to you guys, and we look forward to another 14 years.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know you joined us. I know we invited you, and we asked you, it was just an open invitation. We say, oh, guys, I think one of my colleagues was in Sweden for a visit and told you, oh, Francis, why not can you share some talk with us? When I really came, told me Francis was interested to join the show. I want to welcome you. You've been a very big help. But just a quick question, Francis. For the couple of, I think you've been with about 2 years now. Tell us what is your best so far, the best interview, the guest you think you really enjoyed so far on the show.
Well, no, I mean, the last year it was very, it was highly politically charged. I mean, you have different, leaning direct, mostly, not that mostly, but you guys are leaning towards the ANC, and so it was very hard to have people UPIS and other, citizens coming on. So, from afar, I think, what I've noticed, I think Louis Brown was one of the best guys you have, and then. Of late, I think Fubi
Harris,
have been good, and because I mean, based upon the situation at the time, these are the two things. Because Louis Brown, I was monitoring. I mean, I can remember I decided to come in. I commented I wanted to come on the show and lean for, and you guys vehemently denied me because you guys did not want any opposition to counter what Louis Brown was saying. So it was the electoral euphoria. But anyway, guys, man, I've been monitoring. You guys had Orita, you guys had that guy Jallo get Antia Jallo. A lot of interesting co-panelists on the platform. I mean, we look forward to more growth, and more sustainability. If we can sustain this platform, that would be the challenge for us.
Thank you. I will tell you one of my best guests so far. I was not on the show. My best guest so far that I enjoy was Prophet Key. Prophet Key was very much comported. I know people expected that he would have been insulted. This guy came in like he composed himself, and he was asked every question in answer. He was very intelligent, composed, and I was quite surprised when I think Linford, there was a Linford and Paul that had him with I think Urita was there as well. But three hosts heard him. He was very composed, and a lot of people followed him as well. And the questions were, go on.
And let me just chime in a little bit on the Prophet Key factor. Prophet Key and I, when I first called, it was Paul who told me, he said, "My man, we can try Prophet Key." I said, "My man, I know can call." Then Paul said, "Look, you try it, man." So when I called Prophet Key, we talk. Because he myself always struggling on his own show. So I told him, I said, "My man, I want you to come on our show." And he was like, "What show?" So I told him, so I told him, I said, "But you know what happened? We get rules on our show. you gotta be your real Prophet Keith, sir. You're a human being, not. He said, "Oh, I promise you." So when he came, we introduced him, and then I kept sounding the warning that then he said, "But you must talk this thing. I told you I'll be good." And then he kept his words, and surprisingly, Paul was pushing him, but he was saying, composed, and in fact, I think Paul we hosted Prophet Keith 2 times.
Yeah,
once,
twice.
twice, right?
Yeah.
Twice.
So he obeyed us, and so it was just for people to know that. And I think I gave one example here one time. The elephant, the lion that you see in the zoo, they didn't just walk there. No, to get the first lion to come in the zoo or the first elephant, it wasn't easy because they don't belong there. So you have to team them, and in order to team them, you have to be very vigorous. The thing is, the elephant will fight, the lion will jump out when you scream, he will make you afraid. But make sure that you can meet him. And after certain times, you get to know, he say, well, because he have used all his efforts, all the power he got, you use everything. But you who suppressing him and keeping him in a zoo, you are the one to feed him. So when you feed him 1 or 2 times, you say, oh, I think that here I belong. So I'll just Baba, why do people say that here I'm supposed to be? So you can control anybody if you know what to do. And I think we were able to use our ingenuity to get Prophet Keith to cooperate. And I think a lot of a lot of people following. He got his own following too. And besides Prophet Keith, I think one of the guests that we hosted here, two that we hosted here that I enjoyed was my own niece that brought the lady working in the health sector because she was talking something that interests the ladies. So I think she have her own followers. In fact, there was a time that we had people was from Rwanda or one of the African countries.
No, they are trying to
Rwanda.
Cameroon.
Yeah.
Some followers in Cameroon. Yeah.
Okay, so Cameroon. Yeah, so we had a lot of people following from Cameroon, and she said once we come back, we'll bring her back again. And then we I think there was one other businessman. In fact, we had Alex Conti, the first presidential candidate to the guy that had second place.
The grassroots from
grassroots movement with Appeton.
So you see, the borderland, like I said, the borderland Liberia has made its marks, and we'll do greater things because in the next 5 years, it's a political season, and coming to 2029, by that time we will have matured enough, and so you expect to see some of the biggest names there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And we'll go back to guys. I want you to bear with me. We'll go back to our local saying what's going on in Liberia right now. We'll tell you what's happening in the house. But we want to a little bit go into deep. We don't normally do this. We want to go into what happened in the 4 years. Just like we're just talking 4 years in 1 hour. What happened? We had a tough time ourselves. We struggled to get there. We were struggling with issues. We want to say a big thank you to some very, very good supporting co-hosts. People like before Francis John, we had Cyrus Gray. He was very, very supportive. He keep coming in to give our backing. Cyrus, wherever you are, if you listen to this show, thank you very much for being there. He was there for us. Anytime leave a call for him. He was always there to support us, whatever the situation. You are not forgetting people like this guy, our boy in Germany, 2 guys. Stephen Kale was also from the start, was there with us all along. Mark Farr in Sweden was also God to me, that's what I'm saying. Mark Farr, God to me, these guys been around, they stay around to come around. And a lot of people that are coming, like Francis said, people been coming in and going out with its sisters. Another sister from London, Massacre, Marie Massacre, who came a lady show, brought co-host of guests here on the show. A lot of things happening. So we want to grow, This is a show, and it's not about money, it's about commitment, the passion for the country, what we want to put through here. And we want a big thank you to our man right now, who is the president of the Umbrella Organization. He's been here supporting us. Since he came in almost 2 years, we've been getting a lot of support from him from the end. I say big thank you to you, Mr. Mensah. Thank you for coming around. Thank you for giving your support. And many other people that are also on this show that are having the time to come, that also click and share the show. We say a big thank you to you. 4 years, not 2 weeks. It's not 4 weeks. It's 4 years. We tried to get there. We managed to be here. We stay here. We want to stay here as long as possible. So we will take a break and come back. We'll go deep into the library. We'll look at the library.
Jamal, before we take a break, I'll just
Yeah, go on,
Jamal,
Paul.
before we take a break,
Yeah,
I just want to acknowledge I mean few persons too that play a key role.
right.
Jerome Cummins, the Reverend, he supported a lot. He
Oh
appeared
yeah,
on
yeah,
several
yeah, yeah,
occasions. He was one of those.
yeah,
Yeah, and also to Yasini. Yasini was another person who was very supportive of
yeah.
this program with
She
John
shared his blood a
Mawolo.
lot.
John
Yeah.
Mawolo, I think he was our second, was one of the
Sure, sure,
persons
yeah.
too that appeared here to support this program. So just to acknowledge them as well.
Yeah, thank you. We may not be able to
In
call
fact,
all of your names. Yeah.
okay, we forgetting one person. He's one of the hierarchy of the ANC. Mr.
Yeah, you're talking about King, Joel King.
Yeah,
Joel King?
yeah,
Joel King came in the financier.
yeah,
The man was
Joaquin.
going to be
Yeah,
Joel
Joaquin.
King.
Mr.
Joel,
Joaquin.
yeah, Joel King, yeah.
Yeah,
He came journal, yeah. It was through the effort of Mark Farr who brought him on as well. And also we have Mr. Kumis in and we had here, I think three political giants who had here. It was Gonti was here, Alice Gonti was here, Tiawa Gongolo was here, and Alexander Kumis himself, Mr. Kumis was here too. So we had a lot for heavyweight and they did their best. And John Balu was a great guy. John Balu also did well.
and Professor Tupa, Alari Tupa.
Yeah, you can't look list of names. You can't finish them. We want to say a big thank you to all those who support us in any way necessary that gathered here today. It's about sharing this show and let us know that what we're doing is for the people. Once you share the show, we stay alive, we stay here. Then we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll go into Liberia. What's happening on the local scene?
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers' headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah, you joining us from Milan. Jamal Kamara here in Manchester with my colleagues from Sweden, Francis Monomensa, Paul Elorchilo in London, with Lingford Egonboy in Norway. We'll be looking at what's happening on our front in Liberia right now. Paul, what do you get tonight from Liberia?
Oh, Jamal, Liberia is a very beautiful place to be at this time. There is a political thing that is happening in Liberia. Nobody seems to understand what the hell is happening in our country. So I think it's something like this that we might start with. Linford or Jamal, what's going on in Liberia? Fulanti Kofa Hen is star.
I think let's give them on to Francis. Francis is much more accurate on what's going on in this because Francis give chance to analyze. So Francis, give up your political, your much political sense to this, boss. What do you think what's happening right now from what you see on the screen?
What the treasonous plot. Speaker Kofa expressed disappointment in executive. I mean, look, the episode that is unfolding right now in the Capitol building, I mean, especially legislature, so to speak. Look, it's multifaceted. I mean, so to speak. Look, from the executive perspective, executive can do much of what it can do. And it cannot. Most of the people expect the president to interfere and to have the last say. And then the judicial branch just handed ambiguous interpretation or verdict in the case. So this leaves Honorable Speaker Kofa in a very unbalanced situation because he had, according to reports today, they went to session and they were there, I think 32 or so. They didn't meet the numbers to have a quorum. And I think this is going to drag on for the Christmas and New Year, and then he will get exhausted, and people will appeal to him, and he will leave the scene. That's my take on it. Okay. And then, the interpretation of, the ruling from the Supreme Court, it has a varying interpretation depending on which side you find yourself. The so-called minority bloc claiming victory, the so-called majority bloc is claiming victory. So we need to have somebody who is not associated with both sides, who can come up, who come out yet and explain to us in real terms what the decision of the Supreme Court is.
Right.
And for now, the situation is polarized, and Liberia is out of what you call it, crossroads right now. See what happened? I mean, just before I turn it back to you, Jamel. See what happened yesterday at the Capitol building.
Yeah, okay, we saw that. There was some kind of rough, handling right there. Police rough handling, yeah. Yeah, okay. Are you there with me?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you very much. I want Paul to talk to Paul. You have the video queue up to run for now because it's a confused situation we're having right now. Probably Paul will tell us what's happening and then Paul also follow up. This is a situation, what we're going to do, and the video may explain something. So we'll go back and probably will explain those what you see from the video. Paul, you had a video queue up. It's a Linfa.
Linfa had a video queue up. Yeah, I don't know if
Linfa,
he's still there.
the video. Then from there we'll give a room to see because we
so while Linfa is going for the video, Liberia is a very interesting place, and Francis said it right. They need somebody to come in and do something, but that person coming in now, it become a different thing because people were looking up to the president to break the tie. But it seems to me that there's another, I think Jamal will talk about later, the interpretation now, the opinion of the justice minister that have now taken another dimension in the whole case. So every day, every second news story is there. There's another. So while Linfa is queued on, I think can I remove this one and post something?
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, and this one here.
Which videos? Which are the videos specifically?
The one that you are killing each other in a place there, you can put it up.
The executive ground. Yeah, what happened? Okay. This is before Linfa get that video ready for. This is the Senate.
Yeah, before Linfa get that one, this is what I want to put up here. You see the one here? The executive now is pressuring the speaker to resign. President met with the speaker. This is the story. And in this story here, we're getting it from Front Page Africa. They're putting pressure on him, and if he refuses, they're going to take all the immunity from him, his security, his car, everything. This is what Front Page is telling us. Now, the confusion in all this, if the higher body that gave us the understanding of the law, say this is the interpretation of the law. If Fanatic Kofa is in the wrong this time around, they don't need to ask him to resign. That means he's out. But asking him to resign, it just means something is being featured, something just means rotting. Because this is where we are, is something not right. If he was in the wrong, because the executive would implement the law, that's their work to implement the law. If he's in the wrong, then the executive have all right to implement because Supreme Court interpreted the law. So, and Jamal, although we don't have a legal scholar among us here to understand these things, I think you had one of our lawyer friends send you the breakdown of the understanding of this.
Yeah, you got to read that.
You don't have it now?
I'll send it over to you to look at it. Yeah.
I'll send it to me for something to read it because he really broke it down. It's a very simple. But then we have another situation with the justice minister have his own opinion. So we don't know the Supreme Court, the justice minister who's the higher officer of the law to tell us what is right. This is where we are in Liberia. Linfa, Francis,
listen, guys, I want to make the thing simple and clear. I think it was in simple English. You guys tell, was any legal jargon that they would understand when the Supreme Court came with that decision? Because now we had the justice minister to go, which is the anti-law law. I mean, the justice minister went to represent Liberia. I mean, will represent the executive branch to explain the law. So, after the Supreme Court made that decision, is it something that we didn't understand that he has to come and explain to us? And of course, like causing jubilation around the country right now. I think there's a video queue for that. There There was a celebration all around today in at the executive on the Capitol building ground that there were that when the Justice Minister explained or explained the decision from the Justice Ministry, the Justice Minister explained the decision. There was something. Did you cue something up for that? Let's share with that. Then we'll have a talk on it. But now, if you just joining us, we want you to give you a talk. What do you think? Give you why you understand the situation. What do you think? Let's discuss this. Where we are right now is been dragging for weeks. And now the executive should help to execute this, to carry the execution of the decision of the Supreme Court is taking side from right now. If you see for the front page, newspaper headline says executive reportedly pressuring Speaker Kofa to resign. What is happening right now, if you just joined, you don't know the story, it's been going on for weeks of almost two months now. We got a month and a half basically to so to speak. The Speaker of the House, which is J. Fanatic Kofa, has been about certain group of people came together, about 32, 3 at a time. They came together. The number is rising up together to impeach him on a couple of grounds, corruption and many other grounds. Now the speaker is saying that they don't have the number, which should be 49 before they can put him out. Now the issue has been going on, dragging on for weeks now in the house, in the lower house in Liberia. If you're just seeing what's going on, this is what we are discussing. Now the Supreme Court has come up with a decision. We try to understand, and we're trying to find a legal basis to understand what is it really going on. Can this continue? Now we have the budget. The draft budget is in the House now to be discussed. The budget has not been discussed. It has not been reviewed. Liberia is being held hostage right now. That's the situation if you just join us to watch the story. So if you're there, we want you to share the show and also drop your comment. What do you think? If you find the story, let's get your thought or your comment on the story or your suggestion. What do you think can be done to help the situation? Lever, what do you think we can do?
Okay, the situation on Capitol Hill, it confuses everybody, because the case has gone to the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter of all legal cases in this country. And the Supreme Court did give its opinion, and that opinion even made the entire proceeding worse, in my own view, for the fact that they use this legal phrase, ultra virus, which by definition means doing something that is beyond your scope of operation, that is doing something that you're not supposed to do, that there's no reason that you should do it. There's no legal backing. If you can attach all kinds of modifications to it, okay? Because there is a definition here that I just want to read definitely. Briefly. It says, in its proper sense, the word ultra virus, I hope I'm pronouncing the word, or donates some act or transaction on the part of a corporation or a group of people that is unlawful. Okay? That it's something that you're not supposed to do. So if you went to the Supreme Court, which is the highest body to decide cases, and they say, okay, this thing that you people did was beyond your scope, it was not the proper way. So owing to your own law, that if you had to remove somebody, you're supposed to accumulate certain number, and then you had to go through a process. You don't get, because the accused Councillor Kofa, right? He did not deny, he did not confront. He said, if he under our law, the Constitution itself, it says, even if you see me breaking your door, I'm not breaking it yet, I'm not guilty. But he saw me, grabbed me, carried me to the court. Let me defend myself, give my day in court. Okay? But they have not done that. They have not done that.
So I'm one of those.
Oh, take down that thing. Okay, so they accuse the man. The man, and your own proceeding say you're supposed to carry the man in your chambers to investigate him. In any case, you the accuser, you still be the judge in that instance. So why are you afraid? And then you asked me to play the video, some of what happened yesterday. And it's so disturbing that lawmakers, and I've always said this on this platform, that if it were a group of to settle down with us doing this thing, someone will not even talk. Because what? They are just ordinary people. But you are lawmakers. You are the ones to make the laws that will guide all of us. And we must, we should not, but we must live by those laws that you make. And that's why you were elected to go in there. So if you make a law and the law is to be enforced and you refuse to abide by the law, so what about really ordinary Joe Blow then? What will do that? So if we break a law, what you do with us? So I will just play a short video, or Paul, you come in, I'll just play a short video. So most of the people who did not see what was happening, and it's just numerous, more than 20, 30 videos, okay? Because things were happening back to back. But I will just play this one so that people will see what we're talking about. Because, at the end of the day, when we talk, people will think that we're just making our story. But these are people who are supposed to be lawmakers, or who are lawmakers, and who are supposed to be there to guide the entire country. So let's just see what was happening at the Temple of Justice yesterday.
Okay, so my question to you, on Sibo, is that as the reporter who had followed this place for years, we see communication from the legislature that is channeled through the secretariat of the House, asking that they are signed by either the chief clerk or the acting chief clerk. But those circular from the speaker's side was signed by those.
Did you follow the circular from the speaker's office?
I did follow.
Now the speaker told you that the chief clerk has asked for leave because she's ill. The deputy chief clerk is AWOL. Until we shall have appointed an acting chief clerk,
to reinstate those.
Well, I think it's enough of that that thing, because I don't think this is something that we should even be playing. It's disgraceful that you have police officers. Some of the videos that are very gruesome, where you could see the police physically hitting people, lawmakers, not just people. And even today, as we speak, early in the morning, when the lawmakers were going to work, the police were already deployed, heavily armed. And they are standing at the gate and inspecting lawmakers, telling them to show ID card. And despite the fact that they see them with their plate number, indicating who this person is and from which country. And then it took me back. I grew up on the capital bypass during the Tower era, all the way to the Doe era, and we saw when these LEG were coming, these would be called LEG with black license plate. So you see LEG 1, LEG 2. When these cars were coming, then you know that government officials are coming. And to see this present group of people throwing punches, there in the police in Scotland, even punching each other, they're the lawmakers, and using some words. Yesterday, I was at work. I had to sit down and start thinking. I thought I was watching some movie, it wasn't just real for me. But Paul, that's it. And Francis, that's it. That's what we have to live up to. And I think the other development that I'm not understanding, these guys, they went and they said they elected a new speaker. So they are operating, and Councillor Kofa is also operating his men. But then why is it that the executive? Because yesterday, according to information that we got last night, the president called Councillor Kofa. He went there in a meeting. Early in the morning, he called him again. And from what we're gathering is that in that meeting, the essence is for him to resign. So if you have had your election, okay, and you are elected a new speaker that has been conducting business, and the executive have been sending ministers to even go for budget hearing. So why the man who overthrow Why are you calling him to resign again? So is he staying in power? We don't understand it. That's why I say it's so confusing that, yeah.
But Limpopo Francis said it here. He used a very big English word that he said the situation on the ground there. That's the Liberian. And before we move on, guys, I just want to ask every one of us. Let's start advocating for our people to stop speaking English in Liberia. Let pick one language in Liberia, maybe Pele, Bassa, or Global to speak. The reason why the English language, it seems to me that we don't understand English because if the Supreme Court interprets something, the people say no, their interpretation now has to be everybody interpret in their own way. So when we start speaking Pele, Bassa, maybe we'll understand it better than this English language because the big word live for you say autovirus. I think that big word there it confused a lot of people in Liberia. So if we say this in global or Bassa, maybe everybody will understand it. So I'm begging everyone, including our viewer, advocate to start speaking Pele or Bassa in Liberia so we can understand things because it seems to me we're not understanding anything.
Right. Okay. I want to go back to Francis. Francis, with regard to today, when the decision was after the press conference, interpretation of the document from the Supreme Court by the Justice Minister, there was a document coming up from the House of Senate allowing to support the majority bloc, giving them the ground that they are the recognized body right now. How do you see that? Because that seems that at the end of the game, right?
No, certainly it is. It is the end of the game. Or the writings on the wall, all indications is pointing towards at the removal of
Prince Moyo.
No, he already been removed anyway.
Okay.
And so, but there are certain members of the Senate who vehemently refused and rejected that. The few guys who were there, I think like 3 persons. That's Nathan Magay, Mr. Augustin Chair. I can't remember own teacher name. I can't remember his name. And then what's the guy named Joseph Jada said he abstained, and not for for any political reason, we just abstain from the process. So the Senate has agreed to do business with the majority bloc. And I just want to come to wager in when you say that the justice minister from the government angle, he's the one in charge of legal proceedings, and he interprets the findings from the Supreme Court just like anybody else. And I don't know what you guys expect for him to have a differing opinion from the majority bloc. So he's a solicitor general. He speaks. He's the legal guy for the government, and he interpreted it the way he saw it from the government angle. So I wouldn't want to waste my time on this thing here, guys. And I think it's a done deal. It's unfortunate that Mr. I'll stop calling him speaker and I'll be calling Mr. Kofa, Representative Kofa. His time has ended.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Lynn, for Paul. Just a good thing. We've been dragging on these things here because he's been holding our country hostage. I've been saying this what is platform. That has been going on for a long time now. Where are the activists, the political activists, the oppositions, the so-called human rights groups that are fighting for the law in the country? Where are they? If they think the law is the law, what's happening? Is the law not being explained well, or is it political issues? So much should not get involved. What you got? What's going on right here? Because Mr. Mensah is telling us that it's done deal. Forget it, got out. Let's keep food. Move on. This is the story. Do you guys agree? Or what's happening right now? Where are the oppositions? Where are the What side are they on? They're just sitting down looking things happen unfolding. What's going on here?
Wow. It is Liberia, Jamal, when the hot water is on your foot, nobody want to say anything. And then I'll just refer you back to a court case maybe 2 years ago. The CPP Cummings and the CPP trial. All the people knew it was wrong, but all the big political parties in Liberia, they kept quiet because, well, let's get rid of one. This is the situation in Liberia. People violate the laws and nobody seems to talk. We'll go back to the Kamina Johnny case. Similar thing that it did to him. Nothing came from all of it. The people spoke of it, it still went on. So when Francis said he called him Mr. Fernando, the speaker, it's a done deal. Nobody will say anything. The lawbreakers, the lawmakers, they are the lawbreakers. The law enforcers are the lawbreakers. That is Liberia. We're going nowhere. This is the country that want to attract foreign investors, and this is country that violate its own rules and laws. How on earth this is going to happen? Everybody will keep quiet, and everyone now is waiting for 2029 for us to bring another crook in, and then the same thing continue. They are all
Okay. Liver, when you finish, you want to take some comment from our viewers, audience that are dropping some comment, please. We can read 1 or 2 lines, please. Go on, Liver.
Yeah, anyway, I will not be here long because my internet is really, really crazy tonight. It's going. Oh, I gotta wait for it.
You gotta be the
But
weather, is it?
on the issue of on the issue that Paul just spoke on, whether consider Fernando Kufa will go. I think. In my view, we have passed that stage where he was just supposed he will go, but for me, I'm personally waiting to see how he will go because he has resolved, and where it has reached a point where okay, it's like you die, or I know I'll die, but does that stop me from doing what I should do? No, he diagnosed a man with cancer, he will die, but okay, continue. When I was a little boy, I remember. Some old people in my town used to go hunt, and they old man, they apparently said, even though they're chasing the deer know he will die, but as he running, he will be eating and going until he can die. So, Fanatic Kofa and his men and the people behind, they said, until these people can form the quorum and go through the proper channel as spelled out in their own rules, he will not resign. And the meeting that he held with the president, repost that came from there, said he looked in the president in the face and said, I will not resign. So, yes, they will do everything. And let me tell you, today, I follow closely. They were supposed to have session. They had budget hearing today. The majority group was supposed to have session today. They are no more even strength. Most of the people that depending on did not go there today. And the same thing also, in fact, Funadi had a good number today because he had always been at 30. Today he was 32. But then the majority brothers will be 40. They shrank to, I think, 30 something. Okay.
Lincoln, Lincoln, stop it, man.
Did they have session today?
Listen,
hold on.
Francis,
did they have session today? Did the majority black have session?
They met, they had session, and the people wanted to discuss the budget. Speaker Kofa, the committee, the finance committee, and the executive committee went to discuss the budget. His name, they were actually 42 persons today.
All right.
Wait. So it was for the 2 persons. Why didn't they have the quorum?
They had they had a meeting, they had a quorum, and then they had the budget before that. I don't know which one.
I can put a post that a legislature or a legislative reporter posted. And
I can put up a post too for Yanti from OKFM. He was on the program today. Yanti.
Yeah, but the other people were there. The other people we saw lawmakers from the Kofa Black also they were walking all around the building. So why didn't they go in? You see, the thing is, when we look at the reality and we want to turn it around, no, let me tell you, Kofa is not going anywhere. Kofa will not resign. So are they going to go through something now?
Okay.
In any case,
can
Kofa got nothing
Go
to
on.
lose now. Let's put it this way. He knows he will go. He got nothing to lose.
My friend.
All right. Okay, Linford, there's a question for Francis here. Francis, you want to read this? This is a question for you. One of our followers said, Francis, I beg to differ. The decision of the Supreme Court was very clear. It is unfortunate that the absentee lawmakers calling themselves the majority of law are not respecting the rule of law, especially the Constitution. Do you agree? This is from Oliver Chair.
Oliver Chair has his opinion. He's entitled to it. Whichever way he wants to read the Supreme Court's ruling is up to him. So as I said, everybody in clear terms that the Supreme Court opinion, the Supreme Court's ruling is ambiguous. It's not a straitjacket ruling where you could say that one side was in clear terms say you wrong, you did not do it. So yeah, I want to go back and forth with Mr.
Francis,
go on, Linford, go on.
But in the midst of the ambiguity, why is it that people, including you, are saying that Kofa must go or Kofa? So because it's ambiguous, we all agree. Kofa, the Supreme Court did not say Kofa is right.
You can stay here from today to New Year Eve. You have your opinion, I have mine on it, and
I agree. I'm not asking you. Listen, when you get it ready to ask me. Because the thing here is that,
Go on, Linford. I want to ask you a question. The question I want to ask you right now is what I think. Understand what?
Okay. Let me explain to Francis the reason why I'm asking. You yourself say the Supreme Court's opinion was ambiguous, which I agree to. But if you look at those are lawmakers and the law that the Supreme Court quoted, or the particular phrase they use, a legal war, they say this thing you're doing is beyond what you're supposed to do. So, in a sensible manner, if you are my teacher, I bring it to you.
The Supreme Court said any. There's so many things that happened prior to the Supreme before. There's so many things prior to the minority black, even sending. I think that rate of I call it Mandela. That's what they did. Those points. So the Supreme Court ruling did not specify any. The fact they say any or all. So they were basically referring to both sides.
So then, logically, what are they supposed to do within their own rules? And these people got rules. You see, the rules are not clear. The legislative rules are not clear. They define it. They interpret the rules themselves. The rules are not clear. So Kofa should be the victim, right? You see, that thing is very unfair to Kofa because a group of people get up and just go and say, okay, we'll do one you, and then they leave the law aside and say because we are in majority. So right now, anybody can go in the marketplaces and collect 100,000 signatures and say we don't want the president. What do you say? And all the push you all say, yeah, we don't want you. So and then you go to the court say, okay, you're from the market. The thing you're talking is not correct. You're not supposed to do so. People go and say no, but we are in the majority, so we get it right. No, see.
In that case, you bring 100,000. The president arrived 500,000. So the case with the horse.
But it's the same scenario he gave me.
The case with the House of Representatives, the analogy they gave me is wrong. It's far-fetched because look, the horse have a specific number. They have a specific number. It said, they assume that 10.
But they're not reaching no more.
All right, guys.
In context, they have specific numbers.
Listen, let me tell you, Paul, Jima, and Francis, let me tell you one thing. you know, this thing have been happening. It happened to 2 lawmakers. In fact, not 2. During Taylor time, in as much as Taylor government was quote unquote, you know, rebel government, as people can call it, but during Taylor time, they removed a speaker very easily because they were able to accrue the number. None of was removed, and Snow was removed, Tyler was removed. So 3 lawmakers have been removed. So, you know, it has become a common place in the house that group of guys will just go and send we don't let Paul, logo move Paul, or say we don't let Chima, logo move Chima. And then because there's no clear cut law. So, you know, but there's one year, let me tell you, it will set a precedent. That's why Kofa said he will not move. And let's see what will happen. Me, I'm looking for the next 2 weeks. And
Let me
Kofa
ask.
got nothing to lose. Like I was saying before my internet went off. Kofa got nothing to lose. Kofa, they say
He has.
What?
He has something to lose. If he didn't have anything to lose, he wouldn't be fighting. He won't be fighting. He has something
because
to lose.
you want to set precedence. Your people not understanding this thing. Kofa, look, okay, let's say, and they're supposed to have quorum to discuss to the majority, the so-called majority black. They're supposed to be discussing the budget and thing, but then some of the numbers that's supposed to make all that quorum, they're removing. So nobody will have anything. That's what the government will run. You see, the government is going to be, that's why I said Kofa got nothing to do, to lose. So if the president was wise enough. He was wise enough.
Liver, let me interrupt you small.
Exactly.
Liver,
I'll speak good to you, Linfo.
I mean, this is what makes the borderline beautiful. We give chance for them to argue their point. So this is what happening. We this is what makes it beautiful. We all say what we think we can say from the heart, and this is about Liberia. So that's the beauty of this. Paul, you want to ask something before I ask them questions? Paul?
No, you ask.
All right.
Yeah, ask me the question.
I want to ask you a question, both of you guys. You know, I think what I understand what Francis coming from Lincoln. You know, whatever the situation be, I don't think Francis is supporting the argument of getting a fanatic work from out. The situation, if you listen to his statement, I don't know if I can interpret that well. He said the situation is just messed up. So whatever the situation is, it's a waste of time to waste his, it's wasting his time because he eventually got out. Now, let's go back to Liberia where we look at the issue of the LTA commissioners. These are turning positions. They were removed, nothing happened. Let's look at the bank governor will remove a turning position, nothing happened. Where is the constitution?
I tell you.
Those are impeachable crimes for the president. The Senate was there, the legislature was there, they were sat there, the Supreme Court was there, nothing happened. So now, if cover is removed, eventually,
I agree. Start right there. Start. Don't go too far. Start right there.
I want more now.
Okay, I want more. Yeah,
the best chance they can do the cover right now. The best chance they can do the cover right now. Remove the security details. You saw it happen today. One of the Spoon TV report when they just escorted him and they took the car away from him without the serene bringing behind. They took the car away. They let him to go. And never happened before. With everywhere he goes, they were always serene behind. Today, they will just escort him to the gate. And the car went by without a serene. And they're saying that they will remove the security details. So what will happen? The people that should have interpreted the law, they are not doing it. What can happen? This is what Francis is saying. Eventually, they will remove him. Do you disagree?
Okay. So did you listen to the Parawaki? The hunter is chasing a deer. You know he will die, but at least he will run for his life. No.
But
did I hear you say they took? Did I hear you say? Wait, let's see now. Boy, give me a chance. Give me a chance. So did I hear you say they took a car from him today?
No. The car that was escorting him was behind him, but they did not give him a courtesy like the serene, all the stuff. They just went back after they took it. They did not take his car from him. I didn't say that.
It was not true.
Did
anybody watch when he was going in? Funati Kofa entered with 3 cars.
No, the serene always after him. You know that, right? They always serene blue.
Oh no, but the serene car was the one that entered first. Then the other car that's similar to the car he was in, the Chevrolet, he entered. The window was down. First, I thought he was the one in that one. The window was down. He entered. Then the rear car came out. That was the one, the police car with the arm, with the AK-47 walking by the side. And they all entered. 3 cars, I saw. Okay, but that's not the case. I don't know. So how are they? Somebody, one of the journalists asked, the long time talking boy from Bonkan de Kule, asking, how are you going to get Kofa out? He said, we can't do anything. He can be coming, but he will not have a quorum. You see? So they are not going to, you think they're going to use charter to root him from the place? They will never do it. They will never ever do it because they cannot. They cannot. And that will be the backbreaker. And all the people then, no, the camel, you can use a camel, but there's a straw that can break the back of the camel. All the people you need. Where the tenure position and all the people who they remove illegally, it happened because nobody stood up. They did not stand up.
Who should have stood up? Who should have stood up?
The very Kofa.
The law was there. They didn't stand up.
Yeah, they didn't act on the law.
Yeah, but now he's standing up. He is standing up. No, let me tell you. No.
He's standing up for himself.
If I in our House of Representatives, I'll be one of they say the flag that can fasten on the day by day, they can bury with him.
Let me say something here.
Go on.
Let me say something here. I gave an analogy on this program. Say when in Liberia, when on your foot, the other people ignore it. Kofa and other were in our house when they were going after Kamina Janet. They said nothing. They knew it was wrong. They took action. So when what goes around comes around. When it bites you now, you want people
to say, are you forgetting the independence? But are you? I just want to remind you before you go ahead. Because they say the three branches cannot interfere. And Kabina Jana was from where? From the judiciary.
No, the impeachment came from there.
Exactly.
They came from the house.
From the house. It was a color break, and the Tomo Fala today. That were they were the people that pushed it. Today, Falati Kofa, who pushing it again? Now they see Tomo Fala. What goes around comes around. That's what I'm saying.
And not only that, what we are saying here, Paul, and we are not saying they are right removing him. What we are saying here, you should not be wasting people's time if they will get out. Let people go on with their life because it's business as usual in Liberia. That's what we are saying. We are not saying that it's right to remove him.
But this is a very essence. This is a me. He like I said, he got nothing to lose. They will get government to run now. No, if I come in your house and you invite me to fight, you get all your glass plate, we'll fight.
So far, I think it's to lose. The reason why you're fighting. It won't be a budget.
Jamal, forget about that money thing. Forget about that money thing. But Jamal, the government's on a slow pace. Now you know what will happen? The international community that's supposed to support the budget, they will look at this, but this is not a government. What? No, Kofa is not resigning. You all see something.
So let me put something here. Let me put something here.
Yeah, put it.
We got December will soon end, right? And in January, if this thing drag on, the president's supposed to address both houses, right? Is that the one they call it?
It's somewhere around the 15th of January.
The 50th. So we'll go. I mean, I enjoy the theater here. We get two speakers in Liberia. So which one of the two speakers are going to preserve? Guys, we should look at it because if Kofa and his stick to their gun, they are about what? His Lifa is said 32 or 33.
Lifa can carry out to you.
You know what will happen, gentlemen? You know what happened? You know what happened? The executive is on the side of the Kun side. They'll be supporting
out to 37 maybe.
Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing.
It was no function. He carried the title. That's what I'm doing.
My question here is, Lifa, my question here is, these two people now, they are speakers until the other one resign, right? So on the 15th, they so know who are the two people going to preserve? That's my question. If it continues like this,
okay. Let me before I answer your question. I don't have a clear answer to your question, but let me hint you. Why you think the president keeps calling for Nati Kofa that was supposed to be voted a long time ago? They finished voting or now nothing again. Why the president asking him to resign? How can somebody resign a job that he's not doing?
Yeah, listen.
Well, what sense does it make?
Listen,
we call political expediency.
Because what will happen?
What is the expediency there?
They're trying to make the man look good. They want to force it. I said, man, people resign. We can take.
Why you resign? When he not in the first place, they were not sort of voting out. But if you're voting, Paul, if you're sacking me. I'm working for you, you sack me. Then you say, oh, my man, I can't resign. So I'll resign again when you sack me.
He said
So,
nothing is
Lincoln,
wrong.
since I forward something to
instead
you.
of them electing or selecting a new speaker at that time, what they also do is asking to resign before you overthrow the man.
No,
I don't
see,
understand.
Lincoln, please check your messenger. Lincoln, please check your messenger.
Front page Africa is conflicted because we get as far we concerned, we have one speaker of the House represented right now is what is his name?
Yeah, you can have zero speakers said. You know,
guys, I see some trouble. I see trouble ahead of us. We may take this as joke. I see trouble ahead of us, and that's what I asked.
Yeah, we want to address it.
And the trouble I see ahead of us, the trouble I see is my own view here. You see what the police did yesterday in the house. That situation will repeat itself again. And now all of these people in the house, who may like it or not, they all have their own consequence, and this thing could turn very ugly. We Liberians were looking at it the other way, and when it turned ugly, we always sit down and say, this is wrong. It's time we all speak up. When something is wrong, it's wrong. These guys have been doing it for years, and they think they get away with it. If fanatic Kofa stand his ground, where is our religious leaders in Liberia? Where are the elders? Now,
what people spoke.
Listen, let me finish. The so-called upper house that we have in Liberia, where Yomni is heading, I think if this is so enough, because the upper house should be the sensible house to say, look, this is what we see, and this should be the father to resolve it. That's why we have the Senate. If the Senate is that dumb, that's what I said. Maybe we need to start speaking Bassa or better enough for people to understand, because they're not getting the logic. And Fanatic Kofa, as a lawyer, he understood exactly what the Supreme Court meant. So if you bypass the Supreme Court, that's why now they're begging him to resign. And when the groups, if that group stick with him and they say they're not going nowhere, if you keep beating on them, what happened? Their own people to take onto. So there'll be chaos. I mean,
you guys, Jimmy, let me just come in quickly. 1 minute, 1 second.
Okay, go on.
Are you guys giving credibility to front page Africa's story that the president to resign?
That's the
I can tell you that Musa Berete,
was in the meeting.
They were all in a meeting. Confirmed it yet. They asked. They had meeting last night and they had meeting this morning.
With the president.
With the president.
Musa Berete.
Musa Berete at that meeting. Group from the fanatic camp. So it was confirmed they had meeting for this guy to resign. So why are they begging him to resign? If they want it right, they're not begging. So
let me call my source. Let me call my source to know that.
Who is your source? We talk about credible. We talk about source.
Okay, guys, listen. You know what is happening right now. I don't know why. Paul said something, and I wish you want to look into consideration. You know, the law. There have been too many breaches of the law in our country.
Yeah, Paul, I saw it. I think you're talking. I saw it.
You see, you know what happened. I know you're taking the devil advocate role right now, before, but the fact of matter, things have been going wrong in our country. Fanatic over sat there when the very laws that are enacted. There was an enactment in the house there that make those tenant positions a law in our country. Tenant position as a law. It's not a appointed position. You have to finish it.
Okay, Tima, about your leader tenant position. You always say,
he was sitting there.
I am telling you. I tell you, Kofa, okay, I will blame Kofa, you're there, or nothing happening, but because Kofa knows that when those things were happening, if somebody has stood up against it.
No, it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be. You should be able to install.
What happening? That's what you do.
No, they stood up. They did. Listen, the commissioner.
Why are you not understanding it here? Before us here. Before of us here. You're always beating one person. Then you reach to me and say, no, today, Pa, you will not be me. I'll fight. Does that mean that I'm wrong?
Listen, Linford, you know the problem here? He's authority to able to control the situation. He was a speaker at the time. When those laws were...
I agree. But because the other point did not fight back.
They stood.
So does that make... So every time they say, hey, you move, then you run?
No, they fought. They fought.
It went to Supreme Court as well. The Supreme Court ruled in their favor and they were removed.
They were removed.
Yes,
They
but
they
they did not stand their ground.
What's
So
on the ground?
is it wrong for Kufa to stand their ground?
They wouldn't have arbiter of the law at the time. They can go to the Supreme Court.
I agree to all of that. You're not getting my point.
Linford,
you're not getting my point. My point here is
listen now, Linford. When the Supreme Court said the tenure position is wrong to remove those people, and we know what if you do that, you break their own law. Kofa is the speaker. Why they couldn't bring an impeachment bill against the president for breaking the law? And Kofa said that he agreed with it. So when it's in his shoe now, and people that Linford now want to take side, but y'all don't take y'all pressure. Let me finish. There's no pressure on Kofa to bring up proceeding to impeach the president for breaking the law. So
they banned governor as well. He was removed.
The four of us here.
Yeah,
the four of us on the platform now. We've been beating Francis all the time. Then you'll reach to me. You want to beat me? I say no. I would not allow to beat me. So even though I'll help him to beat Francis, but you'll reach to me. I say no, me, I'll fight back. So does that make me wrong because I didn't fight for Francis?
Yes.
I'm fighting for myself.
No, it has to do with your position at the time.
Okay, let's say I was a leader here. Then I join on your beat Francis. Then you'll say, okay, don't go be the leader. You're coming to me now. I say no, me, I'll fight back. Does that make me wrong?
No, you sat
there. It doesn't make me wrong because Francis did not fight for himself.
No, you sat there with wrongly attacked Francis. You did not speak.
Yeah, but me, I can speak for myself.
Okay,
so does that make it wrong? No, Kofa is not resigning. Right? Somebody will give up. You're still talking.
Gentlemen, I want to say a big thank you. What a good discussion tonight. If you just join us, this is the Bottom Liberia. We were discussing the house on fire in Liberia, the House of Legislature. The speaker is hanging on the thread right now as we speak. The Senate has doing business with the majority, so-called majority bloc. Now let's see what happens.
This is just political. It's just political.
Please find out from your sources. Yeah.
So what's happening right now?
Jamal, one sec. Francis, I want you to find out from your sources. The question I asked: we have two speakers when it comes to the SONA. With the two speakers preside, or what's going to happen?
I mean, Bwaka being government for 45 years. If Bwaka knows he was right, he will not be calling Kofa for negotiation.
Okay, John, let me take a break. Let's read something from our followers. Please.
The president will have a thing with the majority, but it's understand the budget.
He's talking where source.
Okay, let me look for a source. I want to read something. Let's read something from us. Let's read something from the audience.
You'll be laughing. You'll be joking.
Liverpool and again, let's read something from our followers. Those will be joining in the chat room. Let's give them some credit here. Let's take from on the case what's going on in the House of Legislation. Who said first? What is that? Felicati. What did he say? Felicati says, read for me. I can't read from this thing, gentlemen. Kofa has
nothing to lose. He won a moral victory. His sins will pay off tomorrow.
Okay, this is what this guy said. Habib said. This is what Habib said.
Supreme Court. I mean, as the wrote a Supreme Court trying to say, it found authority on constitutional interpretation. Minister of Justice enforces laws, advises the government, but does not have the power to interpret the Constitution with 100%. This is that's opinion.
This is the Reverend for Germany, Reverend Ishmael. Rahim, right?
The man was not interpreting. People got it twisted. The Minister of Justice was never interpreting the law. It was this opinion. They call him and he get his opinion. Like everybody, like everyone else are doing.
So why are people taking his opinion to supersede?
Look, this is what Oliver Share said. Oliver, read, please. I can't read from it. It's too small for me. What is it?
The Supreme Court and the Justice Minister, who is the interpreter of the Constitution?
That's a question for you, Francis. Who is the interpreter of the Constitution?
Supreme Court interprets. The Justice Minister gave his opinion.
So why are they jubilating? Wait. Why are they jubilating now? Because he's interpreting his own favor. Why are they jubilating now? And that makes the House of Senate doing business with the majority bloc right now. Why is that happening? That's why.
Because the man from the government. They respect his opinion.
Okay, Francis, let me ask you a question. You are the chief. I'm the messenger. You finish giving me order. Say, go arrest Paul. So I'll go now and go tell for him. They say I'm gonna arrest you, boy. They people anti has to arrest you. So the Supreme Court, no, the Justice Minister should enforce the law. The Supreme Court interpret it. The Justice Minister had no opinion in there. The Justice Minister should have no opinion. All you do, go and enforce.
In the paragraph of reasoning,
no, the law is straight. No,
I tell you to go and arrest Paul, they not do anything. So you, in your own character of reasoning, you say the court, as you notice, you do nothing wrong, so I don't know.
So let me let you go.
You run away.
Look, okay, when the Supreme Court interpret Paul and Chima and Francis, when the Supreme Court finish interpreting the lawyer, whether I read or not, you, the Justice Minister, you have to go do what they tell you. You messenger, go do what they tell you. Why you there to give you opinion? Who will listen to you? But like people being who they are.
So the thing here, it may sound
go on, Paul.
I think Kofa is waiting for a particular time, and this is the time I'm giving you. January, Kofa not going to go until it become very massive when the president to address both houses. That's when Kofa going to go. That's my sense. That's
let's do this.
When Kofa go in a house, they can't stop them.
Let me do this. Let's take a quick break, 2-second break, and I'll go around. We'll give a final talk on this. We'll call it at night, guys.
Exactly. Okay.
This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, and online radio.
Wherever you are, we say good afternoon, good evening, good morning. This is the Bottom Line Liberia coming to you live from the center of Europe. My name is Jamal Kamara, coming to you live from the city of Manchester, United Kingdom. Tonight to discuss what's going on around the world and in Liberia, our country of origin. We have my guys with me tonight in studio. It's Linford Egon from Norway. That's the Francis Mono Mensa in Sweden, Paul the Lord in London. I'm Jamal sitting right here. The house is on fire. So we're discussing it now. We've been taking from our own perspective. How do you see things in Liberia? We've been looking at the comments from our followers and the viewers. I know you've been enjoying the show and we want you to comment. We want to go around. We spend on 1 hour, 37 minutes right now. We want to go around and get the final take home from our colleague. Guys, I'll start with Paul. Paul, what do you think? What will happen from now to this weekend? What's going on in the house? Will JFK, that's J. Kofa, will he bow out or will he stay on until he I don't know. But what do you think we're going to be? Paul.
From what I sense, Kofa won't bow out this week. Yeah, because his forces are strong behind him, they want this to drag on. And they know, because one of the thing I follow on some of their platform is about the issue behind this is about the budget, and they're saying that they will hang on as long as it takes. So we might get some sort of thing here again that group may be running back to the Supreme Court to say, look, you interpreted the law based on a justice minister opinion. They acting on it. So they may run back. That's my thought, but he's not going to resign now. So the president may persuade him all sort of way. Maybe other people may come in because of the country. But if they're seeing the law should be the law, Kofa is not going anywhere anytime soon. He may go later on, but I don't think it's now.
Linford, you seem to be the only man in the house that holding your ground. Linford, I know I want to go to you. Then I'll give the room to the chance to Mr. Mensa to answer the question. So, what do you think will happen with the house right now? Will the fire be extinguished or it will continue burning until months to come?
Me or Francis?
Yeah, Linford. I'm asking you, Linford.
Oh, okay. If I'm near the fire, I'll be pushing more fire. And I can tell you, there's a reason why I'm doing it. I'll look at physics. To every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. But when things are happening all the time and people allow it, then it becomes a norm. You know what? No, there must be a time that something will stop. Things that have been happening all the time, it must stop. And people have taken this thing to be a joyride. That, oh yes, we can just get on and say, it's nothing with Phonetic Cover moving, but do it the right way. Set precedent. And let me be very, very repetitive. I'll repeat over and over that if this thing that just some kind of those who go there doing anything, nobody get time for it. But these are lawmakers. You get your own law, then we get the constitution of the country. Why are you avoiding all of that only to satisfy your own ego? Okay, Phonetic Cover knows now. Let me tell you, I told you he had passed that point where he just will walk out and say, I'm going. Number one, they've tested him all kinds of ways. They went, they had a bogus election, they elected somebody in a place, and he's still coming to work. And the people that were behind him, they stayed there. In fact, the number is still constant. Number two, they have deployed for the first time since some of all grew up to see police people brutalizing lawmakers. That did not deter them. They went to work today. They allow the majority comfort to just flow in. When Phonetic, people were coming, they started inspecting them. Still, they all managed to go inside. Phonetic himself drove in. He went. So they have done all of that to intimidate. It can't stop them. So what more they'll do? Oh yeah, maybe they'll go and move all the car tires from it, or they'll go and hijacking, turn your hair around and take a car key from him. That can happen. So I'm telling you, the president has been in government for 45 years plus, and the president just turned 80. Even though he had been 79 for over 4 years since I've been knowing him, he just turned 80. So the president is wise enough, at least even if he's not the wisest man, but he can remember some things that they have dethroned, overthrown this Phonetic Cover man, according to them. But then the same president can come and turn around. He who had not been talking in this case ever since. Need to be calling Phonetic Cover at the time when even police are going brutalize his men. That's still falling. For those of you who are still doubting, get to know that Phonetic Cover is not in the wrong. That's why they are asking. Because this is the first time I see like Trouble, to through Trouble. If Trouble were alive, then he will say, okay, Trouble can't go resign. When they finish overthrowing you already, then say, can't resign again. I'm not hearing one. Where you move me, then you come to me and say, can't resign. Then why you move me in the first place? Why you replace me? Okay? So Kofa now knows. And yesterday, the journalist asked Kofa, a rating dress on, if the people continue to disrespect you, what will you do? Are you going back to the Supreme Court? He said, my lawyers are working on that. I cannot comment. So, like Chima said, this thing is going right back to the Supreme Court. And let's rest assured. If they play with this thing here, it will cripple the government in many ways. International donors are looking around. The civil servants are still looking around. Money not coming in, businesses will not come in. The president will be confused. You will have that state of the nation. In fact, we don't have state of the nation addressing that. People always confuse the thing.
You will be happy in somewhere in January. Okay. Thank you very much. So,
our constitution say the annual address, the president's annual address. Check your constitution is there. Yeah. So the annual address, you have the cap in your head, you'll be confused. Where do I carry? Do I carry to cover or do I carry to my own making? So the president is smart enough. And I know he will speak. Trust me, he has been silent, but he will speak. Again, to the point where he will speak. Because before you want to coerce.
So, you need to summarize this thing. We need to get this guy. Summarize, please. Summarize, Linford. What do you want?
Yeah. I'm summarizing, but because I'm coming back in, so let me say what I want to say.
After you now, Linford, Francis gave me a comment, then we got to close the show.
Yeah, you want to coerce Phonetic Cover, Mama, I'm a talker. That one I can do. You bring the material, run away from you. Talking, we'll talk whole day. So he can't. He tried to coerce Kofa. He tried to pep him to resign. He didn't do that. Then he will come out to speak. But Kofa remains what the elected bona fide speaker until otherwise order through due process. I hear my quote.
Thank you very much. We want to go to Francis Mono Mensah. Francis believes that Kofa should bow out because he's wasting time. What much about the speaker? Sorry. One much of the
Francis
speakers,
care for the government.
one much of the one much of the Francis JFK refused to give in. What do you foresee for Liberia right now?
Look, my brother,
Mhm.
it's 4-letter word. DONE.
Done.
Exactly.
So what happens if he does
Kofa
not
is
give in?
done.
That's the point. Well, if he, no, I mean,
Kofa.
Yeah, why?
what if
Answer the
he does
question.
not give in? That's the question. What happened? He's done. He's
Answer
not
that
giving.
question.
Will he
Look,
be forced out?
I mean,
Will he
that's
be
a
forced?
hypothetical question. Kofa will give in. There's no
How?
if not. Look,
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you there's so many ways I can tell you guys tonight. Look, let me just put strictly. And when it comes to a point in time, money will change. They gotta even go to 55. Trust me, right here. The very people, only few people will stay with Kofa. It will be the Escobatan, will stay with Kofa.
So what?
The guy who who did not go through the how you call it,
All the many.
the Escobatan, what his name
Koluba.
But there are so many in a house. So which one?
yeah,
And there are so many of them.
yeah, the guy who
Who's the
Even the
Escobar?
man
Is
who
that
heading the majority black, Samuel
like
Kuta.
everybody talking about?
what his name
Okay.
the guy who are not deep what his name Moba Yaga Koluba. He will stay with Kofa under the pretense that he's strong and he does not receive bribes. They hang the bag ball, the apprentice hang the bag ball, his name from District 6 already in the Fiamma area there.
Mhm.
You would like
Safogo. You
yeah, he would like this stay and have a Mavi code. The rest will get some money and they'll go straight to 55. Yeah, they went to call him. And besides that, they're so glaring. The president or the executive, I would say the president, the executive send the budget to the majority bloc. You guys should understand that when they come to the State of the Nation address, or why you got the annual message, whichever way we want to call it, the nomenclature you want to give it, the president will go to where the executive, where the the majority black is, and if the president were to speak, they will speak right in that John Chambers. Any rebel group, any disgruntled group will face the full weight of the law. Simple as that.
Oh, also, Jamal, quickly. I love what Francis said we face the full weight of the law, but the same group does not respect the law.
The law. So which
Who
law?
does not respect the law? The same group, I mean, we have to go. The same group stopped. They knew that they knew they were at a disadvantage when Kofa was not in the country. They stopped. What his name? The deputy speaker from going into the John Chambers.
Yeah, because we are planning coup.
We got play coup. I'm like,
All
what
right,
I'm
guys.
saying, no.
Let's put this call at time now, guys. Time is unspent. We're going against our time. I want to say a big thank you to all those who follow us. For this has been a Border Liberia. We've been discussing Liberia here. It's been passionate, very, very passionate for us. A passion for us to discuss. I want to say a big thank you to all those who've been following us. We want to recap before I say thanks to other people. I want to say thank you for whoever joined us and sent your comments. We'll say a big thank you. We want to also say those who've been with us from the first day of our broadcast up to today. Today, we are 4 years. We've been 4 years today. We celebrated our 4 year today as the Border Liberia. And I will say all those who've been with our thick and thin, thank you very much. I know sometimes you don't have the time to say, you guys have been just turning on and like the show and also sharing the show. It's a big support for us. A special thank you to a few people that really subscribe. Got Eric Valentine Payne, got Philip Kate Kati, got Charles Wisse, got Rivers Pro, got Pataki, man Pataki Zenita, and also have Umaru Musa Yama. What's a big thank you to all those who've been joining us tonight. Tonight, we're just going to recap. We're looking at what's happening after our 4 years. So we'll talk a little bit about Linford was the first guy who came out, the first broadcaster, or first host to host the first day. The midi edition, the first day was December 10, 2021. And now we with our sister, who is now with her today, is what's her name again? What's her name again, Linford? You're the guy. Andre Jallo was the co-host that night. That was 4 years ago. Now we look at what happened in the Middle East. Paul gave all the breakdown what's going on in the Middle East. The situation right now in Syria, where the Syria situation, where the rebels are coming up, and it's going to be a confusion. Then we look down into what is happening in the news in Liberia. We're looking down at the fire in the House of the Legislature, where fanatical fighters are hanging on, and some of my colleagues, more especially, saying like Konati has no chance. They use the word DONE is done, while Linford is saying, well, there's an issue, and Paul, there's an issue that it might be a tough and messy fight. Well, we hope that all goes well for Liberia. I think they will think well as lawmakers and make good decisions for our country, and not to hold our country hostage. I want to say a big thank you for joining. My name is Jamal Kamara. I want to say a big thank you to all my colleagues, and I want to wish you a pleasant Tuesday evening. And we'll catch you on Friday. Don't go away. Come and join us and let's share the show. I want to leave you a beautiful song for Liberia, and we want you a pleasant and happy compliment of the season. Thank you, and on behalf of the Bottom Liberia, we say have a pleasant evening.
I'm in love with you. See the kind of things you do makes me fall for you. Yeah, you're so amazing, yo. Anytime I see your face, I'm going crazy, yo. For you, baby. The love is taking over you, taking over you. Love is taking over you, taking over you, baby. Na 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 na, me I want to marry you. Na 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 na, me I want to marry you. Na 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 na, me I want to marry you. Na 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 na, me I want to marry you. See the kind of sexy way you look, you always drop back my crazy. See the kind of freaking things you do, you always brighten my day. Like the way you dance, so I like the way you want, no baby, come and shake your body. We are body pass, so maybe wanna spend, no baby, come and chop our money. Your love is taking over you, taking over you. Your love is taking over you, taking over you. Your love is taking over you, taking over you. Love is taking over you, taking over.
This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom